Just playing on the Wii site here. A brand new, beautiful site. And they even updated their site with a nice little message here telling us that they're all super, they're trying to make sense of what's going on here in the past couple weeks. They don't know what's going on. It's only started the past couple weeks and people started asking them questions, and they're not used to questions, so they probably haven't, studied the Dip, Dodge, Dive book. But yeah, it's just interesting, all this stuff. And then I get to the end here, last one, click on it, nothing happens. Nothing happens. Activities and resources, we companies. Yeah, it doesn't go anywhere. That's strange. Click on that one, it goes somewhere. Alumni. Oh, brainwashed Muppets, that's good. And they also talk about another charity they have called We Love. And the only thing I can't really find any. We creates. We are love. It's hard to look for this because we is a pretty common word. Probably part of their gimmick. They have me to we to we, fucking we love little wee wees. All of it. And if no one sees what's going on here, you can look at their little about we. Look, so it all sounds good, right? Two little kids. They look like bright little.
Hi, I'm Emma.
And I'm Ashley.
And we've been participating in WE programs for the last 6 years.
Very smiley, happy
In
kids.
April 1995, a small movement was founded by Craig Kielberger
They're
and his
reading
brother
a
Mark.
script.
It started with the idea that anyone can
They're really
change the
good at
world,
reading
and that when we
scripts.
come together, we can make a difference.
Wow,
They
they're
even
really
wrote a
good
book
at
to help
reading
people
scripts.
called
Maybe
Me to
they
We,
could be
Finding
a
Meaning
prime
in a
minister one
Material
day.
World. People all over the world have read it, and it's even a New York Times bestseller. That's a pretty big deal.
And the movement kept getting bigger. In 2007, the first WE Day was hosted, inspiring kids and teachers and everyone in between to keep changing the world.
And now, the spirit of we is everywhere.
Everywhere? Yes,
Thing is,
Everywhere.
the spirit of WE is celebrated at events called WE Day, which now fill 22 stadiums and arenas around the globe.
This is not how
celebrating kids
children
just
speak.
like us, who are making a difference,
Right?
both
They
locally
could be
and
actors.
globally.
This is
And
great.
so many cool
but
celebrities have joined in, inspiring
this
others
isn't how
with their
kids
own
speak.
actions, using their platforms to share we with
This is how
millions and
entertainers
millions of their
speak.
followers.
You can catch WE Day on TV in Canada and the United States, and millions of people have watched it.
And don't forget, you earn your way to we Day through your involvement
earn
in
your
we
way.
schools.
Yeah, there's 18,000 WE schools around the world, including our school. They support campaigns like We Are Love, We Grow Together, and We Are Social Entrepreneurs.
Millions of
We are social entrepreneurs. Social entrepreneurs.
we schools kids have raised over $14 million for more than 5,000
That's
charities
great.
every
That is
single
great.
year.
Plus,
I'm really
WE
proud of them.
incubates the next generation of social entrepreneurs.
Incubates the next generation of social entrepreneurs. 2020. They started in 2007, they said? Yeah, 2007. It makes no sense. The liberals have raised like millions of little suicidal unicorns, offended, intolerant little kids that want to burn down their own free country in 13 years. Same thing as in the US. How have they done this? They just told you.
It's the next generation of social entrepreneurs through the WE Incubation Hub program, online or at
That's
the WE Global
amazing.
Learning
They
Center in
incubate
Toronto.
social.
A social entrepreneur is kind of like using business to make the world a better place.
Speaking of businesses that do good, WE partners with dozens of really great WE companies These companies support We and rally the people who work for those companies to give back.
Some of those We companies are among the biggest companies in the world.
Social engineers.
They make it really
Social
easy for their
entrepreneurs.
customers to do good. Millions of products with We branding are sold in stores every year.
Why are they selling just basic Sharpies with a little We rainbow, obviously? I mean, they're
Stores
Sharpies,
every
so
year.
yeah, they gotta be
Supporting
rainbow,
millions
right?
of children
Get all
and
the
their
colors,
families
but
around the world.
everything
And
with
using
them is
technology,
rainbows.
people can see and track the positive
And what do we know
impact they're
about
making,
rainbows?
and find out how they're making a difference.
Like
They
with this
belong
bracelet
to the
and chocolate
leprechauns.
and coffee. Mom really likes the coffee. When she buys it, she's supporting the women in Ecuador who grow the coffee. Women in We villages
Rainbows
who can now earn a living and send their kids
are
to
a
school.
sign of light,
Plus, we
purity.
build schools in places like Africa and
The whole
Asia.
color
Over
spectrum.
200,000 children
All
in
of
We
it.
villages communities around the
All of it
world
together
now
makes
have
white.
access to education.
And thousands of families have amazing hospitals to go to. They can receive high-quality health care.
And there's even a new We college in Kenya. It just opened. And
Oh,
learners can
Kenya.
go to college right in their
They're
community
really-
to help build up
yeah.
their local economy.
All right, lots of
Millions
things
of
going
kids
on
like
in
us
Kenya these
and kids
days.
around the
with
world depend on
Clintons
We
as
to help
well.
and inspire us.
Huh.
We
Isn't
need
that
a lot
special?
more We in the world to do a little more
We
good.
need some
Join
We
us
love,
to show
don't
that We is stronger than
So-
me.
We charity, we love, maybe? Oh, maybe it's just we love. No. We charity, no, that's part of their site. Nada. Fucking nada. We are love, that's what they said. Oh, look at that. They don't even mention we are love. Hold on. Didn't these two little girls just mention it?
Like us, who are making a difference. You can in the world, including millions of wisdom entrepreneurs through the We Incubation Hub program, online or at campaigns like We Are Love, We Go Together. Campaigns like We Are Love. Campaigns like We Are Love, We Go Together, and we are social entrepreneurs.
Millions of We Schools kids have raised over $14 million for more than 5,000 charities every single year.
Plus, We incubates the next generation of social entrepreneurs through the We Incubation Hub program, online or at the We Global Learning Center in Toronto.
A social entrepreneur
Why would we
is
need
like using
GoFundMe
business to make the world a
charities
better
for
place.
love?
Speaking of
Okay, this
businesses
is,
that
I'm
do
not
good,
saying
we
this is part
partners
of it.
with dozens of really great
I'm not saying this is part of it, but why would we need a GoFundMe for love one another campaign? Does that make any sense to anyone? Ooh, our beliefs. They got a lot of beliefs because they don't know shit. They just believe. Oh, Jesus Christ. Really? Really? That's not Grappler, by the way. I put a filter on so I never have to read the words COVID-19 again. No, no, no. This is just for what? Oh my God. Are you shitting me? Man, we're swimming in it. And these guys are like, hey, you guys want to throw some money at us? They already raised 67,000. When did this thing? Wow. Man, if I could just start a GoFundMe. Fucking. You guys want to cure our other pandemic that we seem to have? This is getting crazy. It's getting literally bananas. Little indoctrination camps for little kids that can't act like kids. And like these are all things that the UN is supposed to do, never does. Guess who else is supposed to do it? The Vatican, the churches. They're all fucking tax-free havens, and they're supposed to go around helping homeless people and children and women. And no, instead, what do? They create these little kids. By the way, this one, I don't want to say anything, but fuck me. Virtual learning. Thing is, all this stuff could be free online, and it could be free. But instead, we gotta give billions of dollars to a bunch of grabblers so that they can grabble some kids up, turn them all into little offended soy boys, and then they're literally never gonna want to reproduce. They're just gonna want to be little social entrepreneurs and suicidal unicorns. They've been doing that since 2007. So I was just saying 13 years because think about it. Those kids are 13 years older than they were when they started to be indoctrinated. So who do you think is toppling statues right now in Canada? I've never seen children in my life be so fucking brainwashed that they're little remote control kids. You just literally on the TV tells them, hey, everybody's outraged and outside burning things. And they're like, oh, really? Oh, yeah, get out there. And they're like, oh, okay. And I swear to God, you could almost hear the little whispers in the background of the news people just going, get out there. Just go, just go, just go. Or else they get social cues from their little social entrepreneur freaking incubators. I swear to God, man, if you people can't see this, the money is the least of our problems with we. They're just trying to get votes. That's what liberals do, but they're socially engineering our little kids. Our kids, that's the worst part. Will be their little freaking puppets. And the end goal to every single leftist agenda right now is depopulation. Think about it. Every single thing that they're pro, all results in less people. So it's, political. It's a game to them. Numbers. But how do they get their numbers? How do they depopulate? Well, there's a couple ways to depopulate the planet. The past leaders have tried pretty much all of them. Really direct depopulation action, And if you don't believe that our powers to be want to depopulate, you just have to listen carefully when the people speak.
Way to some resurgences here and there is that as we loosen some of the population control measures, as people are returning, some of the population control measures, loosen some of the population control measures, loosen some of the population control measures.
What he wants to say is emergency measures, right? Emergency response measures. He calls them population control measures.
As we loosen some of the population control measures,
he's calling them population control measures because he's part of the UN. He's part of the Privy Council, the Royals, basically, and he's part of the UN. And he's going to keep doing that because he's a little groomed muppet. He is a wee kid. He is literally a wee kid. From the day he was born, he was groomed to be prime minister and a little political muppet because the grabblers think like 100 years ahead. If they want to play a bad joke on you, it kind of becomes like that Dumb and Dumber thing where it's like in the first one, whatever happens, and the second one, I forget, like the one where they finally came back and Jim Carrey is in like a mental institution and he stayed there for like 10 years or something just to fucking make this one joke, okay? That's the grabblers. They'll spend 10 years planning, doing all this stuff just so that they can piss you off one day and just laugh at everybody. It's great. They have hidden agendas behind it all. But I mean, this is the biggest wee kid right here. And it's making me like, everyone's sitting there like, oh, how much money did they take? No one's looking at the big picture of anything anymore. The Trump and the Fauci are fighting over the pill thing, and they're saying, oh, we should ban the pill. And he's like, whatever, just give it for COVID. And no, the doctors come out, the video gets banned. Everything is just left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Meanwhile, there's people with lupus and malaria, I don't know, that are just not getting their pills because it's like suddenly after 50 years of taking them, they're just like, hey, by the way, we got to test the pills we've been giving you. Because it's 2020 and everything is new now. Mask technology is a brand new science to us. We have no idea how it's like, what kind of mask do you need? What do you need? Just, I don't know, put on a face covering. It doesn't even need to be a mask. Guys, wake up. It doesn't get any like more nightmarish than this. And that's where I'm like, we had so long, like every time this happens, 9/11 and all the stupid things that have happened in history, every time it happens to us, the far right wing or whoever the hell conspiracy theorists are sitting there screaming at you people going, wake up, wake up. Come on, you don't see this shit? What are you, stupid? Cardboard says box cutters. Look at that, Bin Laden. It's like, let's go ask him. He's like, normally you'd think he'd be like, la 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 la, fuck America. Like if Bin Laden knocked down those towers, he would have been so proud of himself. They'd been like, get the intel report back, and he's like, hey, how's it going? Did the second plane hit yet? Yeah. The second plane hit. Everything's burning. Everything's good. Okay, good. That's great. We did it, boys. We got through. And a half an hour later, it's like, the first tower fell. Fell? What do you mean fell? Well, it crumbled to the ground. Sorry, my horrible Bin Laden and Afghan accents, or Saudi accents, I should say. And then he would be like, what? The plane made it fall? Like, yeah, the plane made it fall. Well, what else made it fall? I don't know. Okay. Also, hey, what? What is it? The second tower fell. What? The second How? Was it put up with Q-tips? Or toothpicks? What is this? We just wanted to crash a plane into the damn building. We got a double whammy that day, a double down. I thought I was super lucky when both guys got on the plane with their box cutters. He's like, fucking sitting there by the end of the day, and he's like, damn, man, this would have been the most epic attack. He would have been the one on the fucking TV in Afghanistan going, la 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 la, or all the women would have been doing whatever the fuck it works. And it just makes no sense. And especially when they called him at 5 o'clock in the afternoon that day. He's like, Osama! Like, yeah, guess what the fuck happened? Like, what? Building number 7 just fucking collapsed. Just like, what? What do you mean, what? Did we have a plane going for it? No. Okay. Oh, la, 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 la. He would have been on the TV pointing and laughing, going, what the fuck, you people? Can you build a building? Fucking idiots. But no, that's not what happened. So when they yelled at you, and they told you all, for fucking 20 years, even to this day, even the families of the victims are fighting back. And they have been for the entire time. And it's the most pathetic little response ever. And it's beautiful. And at the same time, it's like watching an ant trying to beat up a person. Like, a toothless ant too, because they can't do anything. It's like at least an ant, you'll feel it every once in a while, just sneak up on you and just fucking, and you'll be like, ow, what the fuck, ant? But no, they don't even get that. So we're swinging. It's like a kid there. You hold him in the forehead, he's just swinging at nothing, and it's painful to watch. And now it's 2020. Come on, it's 2020, guys. You know what that means, right? Like we're supposed to have 2020 vision. We're all supposed to be like, pow, holy fuck, this is what's happening? Like there's pedophiles in Hollywood and the Vatican and in all of our, holy fuck. Are you, but for real though? Like, did Pizzagate really happen? I was like, who knows? But whatever is all happening, we're not finding any of it out. Trudeau's not guilty, and even though they're all throwing money, he tried to hand out $500 million. And that we say that word way too easily. $1 billion, $1 billion. It's insanity. Guys, we used to, not too long ago, we used to say a millionaire like it was a beautiful thing. Now you hear the word million and it's like, meh, I don't think I'm going to play the lottery this week because it's only 5 million. I'll wait till it gets a bit higher. And it's like, guys, wake up. And this isn't like a conspiracy theorist. Look, tell me this is not a conspiracy theorist. Like, I know
As
he
we
missed up his
loosen
word.
some of the population control measures.
Why does he know that those two words together so easily? That's the problem. I would never walk around going, oh, yeah, population control, unless I was talking about it at some point in my life, which we are these days. And it's like, hello, you're the population. You're the population. So when they talk about controlling the population, it's like me control. They want you control. And it's so, you can't put it any simpler than that. We are the numbers that they talk about every day. 322 new cases, 8 new cases today. Today I think there was 18 new cases. And I'm like, wait, there's 18 new cases of COVID in I don't know if it was a province, entire country, but I'm like, I think more people probably choked on their spoon when they ate breakfast in all of our country than got new cases. It's fucking retarded. And we're still like lockdown. And they're like, put the mask on. And no one's putting the mask on anymore, guys. No one's putting it on anymore. Well, put it on, people put it on to go in the stores to be polite. But walking around like Cobra Commander all day doesn't do anything for you. And if you're going to fear the air you breathe, you're still going to breathe it. And if you're going to cough on someone, stop coughing on people, man. Like, fuck. Don't be that rude. And that's part of the problem. Is that we have a bunch of people who've been, and I mean everybody, kids weren't properly raised, all just tons of immigrants coming in here from third world countries who pissed and shit in a hole that didn't have a roll of toilet paper next to it their whole lives or a tap to wash their hands. It's not their fault. That's how they were raised. And we're literally having to go through fucking potty training again as a whole population. Everybody wash your hands. Don't forget to squirt twice and rub them together and wash your hands. Remember when they actually sang us a fucking song? Telling us like we should sing a song while washing our hands. Like stuff you tell a child. And it's gross. Like I don't even care that I'm living among. I don't care about filth and grime and shit like that. I'll wash my hands totally properly when I wash my hands. And until then I won't touch my mouth. And when I work on a car, I don't stick my fingers in my nose. And we're just totally being potty trained from birth again. While they're telling us this COVID thing's happening, we gotta stay in our rooms. Okay, kids? We gotta stay in our rooms. We gotta wash our hands. We gotta learn how to wash our hands. We gotta do it every day. And they don't tell us to do that anymore. Eventually the wash stations will disappear. Because that costs money. So we won't be squirting our squirts anymore. But we'll still have to wear our mask. By then we're going to have, if we don't obey, guys, you know what's going to happen? Visors. Visors are going to happen. Gloves are going to happen. Eventually, they're going to be telling us to take all that fucking toilet paper that we told you to go buy for some stupid reason and you still didn't get it, and go and wrap yourselves up like a bunch of mummies. Okay? That protects you from the virus. And it gives you an extra roll on you in case you have to wipe your ass when you're shitting in a hole, because you don't even remember how to fucking shit in the toilet. So, just, it's like, the more we go along with this, the worse it's going to get. Until it gets better, obviously. But it's not getting better. And this isn't in our best interest. No one's keeping us safe right now. Wearing the same mask to the store that you walked in and just contaminated in your very dangerous store around your very dangerous neighbors are, when you walk out of an isolation room in a hospital, you got to leave your gown, your gloves. You throw your gloves out in the garbage. Take your gown off. You put it in the basket. You take your mask off. You throw it in the garbage. And then you leave the room. Even though you're still in the room in the contamination, blah, 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 blah. Because you don't ever walk out of that room with the contaminated PPE gear on you. It's like if anyone in a hospital went into a red zone right now and did that, when they walked out, if like their big boss, the health minister was passing by, whatever, they would probably get fired on the spot. It would be like a no, what are you doing? You're walking out of a fucking red zone with your PPE? Are you handicapped? We've trained you on this. But us, we're not being trained. We walk into the store now, like, hey, how you doing? Got your face covering on? They don't even call it, legally they can't even call it, at least in Canada. They can't mandate you to wear a mask because they would have to specify it. Everyone would be wearing Halloween masks. So they would have to specify PPE mask, and then they would have to regulate that we're actually wearing the right type of mask that actually protects you from viruses. And I know what everyone says right now at this point. The mask is not to protect you, it's to protect others from you. No, it's not. We're all spreading the virus everywhere we go. That's the fact. We're not following the procedures of wearing PPE. And then the worst part is, guess where you're bringing the mask at the end of the day? Most people. You're either throwing it out and screwing the planet. All the Greta climate change. Where the fuck is Greta, man? She must be shitting her pants right now. Luckily, she's got tons of toilet paper. So, we're fucked. Like, we're fucked. Or, and I'm not saying all the Karens and the, everybody's got to wear a mask. And I know the Karens are going to go, oh, you just reversed that on us. You're the Karens for being an anti-masker. No. Nobody that walks into a store without a mask on complains to the manager that someone's wearing a mask. Everyone in here is wearing a mask. Oh, I can't shop here with you people like this. No. It's the people who are wearing the mask that are pissed off at the other people for not wearing the mask. And they'll go tell the manager if they have to. They'll call the cops and they have to. And they'll say, shoot him! Shoot him! He's risking my life! And it's not fair to anyone. And it's not even their fault. They've just put the control in their hand. They turned on a little screen. They clicked on a little mouse. And they just wouldn't stop watching. Until the point where everything that they watched, when you're reading this thing, you're just looking at it with your eyes. You're not thinking about it with your head. And then at the end of it, all you're thinking of is good, bad, good, bad, good. Nobody even paid attention when he said the word
are returning
fucking
to work
population
in some ways,
controls.
some of the population control measures.
Nobody, it just snuck by. It wasn't on a single fucking thing. No conspiracy theorist said it. No blah, blah, blah said it. In Canada, we're like the sheepest. The only conspiracy things that people look into are things that other people did for them. Okay? Most of the time, it's like we just go along with the, oh, look, this guy shared this conspiracy. Oh my God, that's probably true. And it's like, doesn't really matter because the truth is outside, like the door. If you walk outside your door and you look around, that's the truth. Okay? The truth, everything here, and not just YouTube, everything here, especially everything here, is fake to the max, okay? You can, every story here, beautiful, beautiful thing. There's a boat chasing that thing right now. And the whale is sitting there going, get away from me, or it's trying to play with it. But at the same time, it's like, get the fuck away from the whale. Okay? I don't even know what the story is about. I don't even click on them, because when you click on them, what happens is the grabbler, he starts to rub his hands together. Okay? He starts to, look, you can see it here. Just click. GIFs are like the greatest thing on earth. You can tell what the government wants you to look at by your GIFs. Okay, what were we talking about? Rubbing? What was I talking about? I don't do that whole YouTube shit where it's like, what are we doing today? Look, this is the grabbler. Okay? It's back to fucking school. They're gonna flip. Who cares though? That's the whole thing. Is who fucking cares? Look at that. Look at look at this, look at this, look at this. Trump, right? They're angry about this. Oh, our government in Canada is basically, this is like basically a Chinese fucking flag right here. It's not even, this isn't Canada anymore. Wendy's. Tim Hortons isn't Tim Hortons anymore, guys. We lost Tim Hortons. And if we don't own Tim Hortons, we don't own Global, we don't own CTV, we own CBC, that's for sure. Pay billions of dollars, but look at this. Look at how mad. Look, Trump gives TikTok 45 days to sell the app. Well, guess what they did? They were so mad about this that they spammed it. They were like, fuck you, Trump. Fuck you. Fuck. All sick the same day, the same moment. They literally fucked them. They got so mad, or the algorithm got so mad, that it went 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. And they just, nobody gets to them like Trump. It's beautiful. And I don't even know where to go from this. We're stuck in this world. I can show you the saddest things ever. What was she saying again? This woman here, she's stuck in the United States. Her kids are in Canada. Guess what? She can't come and see her kids. She hasn't seen her kids since March. Okay? If that doesn't hurt you and you're still sitting there like, ha 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 ha, crooked fucking handicap smile, you're sick. Like, this woman hasn't seen her own children since March. Okay? So if you want, look at her name. Go and fight for her. Go and just go to like this site right here. Fucking travel and whatever. Find out their links and just fucking go, hey guys. No! You just roll up the newspaper, okay? Like roll up your fucking laptop if you have to, and just hold it over your head. Just say, no, bad dog, no. And they won't do this anymore. Fauci and all them, they're scared, and they're gonna keep saying the same thing for the next couple months. No, I don't know. No, I don't even know what you're talking about. And they'd be like, well, didn't you tell us all that stuff in the beginning? No, I just said stuff. It's up to you guys to make up your own choices. I'm just a doctor. So if I tell you that something can spread the virus and then you guys go shut the fucking world down, that wasn't us. And I guarantee you he's going to say that. And I guarantee you some people are just going to be like, yeah, well, yeah, it's true. Like, wait, what did the news people tell me to think about this again? And they're going to come out with their talking points, because if they don't, they're fucked. So everything's going to change. The United States is burning. Canada's melting. It's like everything's fucking garbage. And don't get me wrong, outside, beautiful. Okay, outside is beautiful. We can fix it. It's literally just cleaning up the big toilet that is the Pacific Ocean anyways. So plastic is natural. It comes from chemicals. Every single thing on this fucking planet comes from this fucking planet. So this thing, oh, yeah, petrochemicals are not great for the earth when we pull them up, but they're part of the earth. To deny that would be this, okay, well, they come here from space rocks. No, they come here from dead dinosaurs. Like, come on, guys. How many dinosaurs were there? Do they keep dying or what? Like fossil fuels? Like what? So every time a dead body, these giant fucking, every day just going around like poking little dead bodies under the ground? Come on, guys. It's a matter of balance. It's a matter of density. Everything's about density. Yeah, right? Jump in the water, you're buoyant. Fucking let out your breath, you sink. It's just sickening to watch all of these political tug of wars every day. And everyone's sitting there. That's the thing. Every morning, everyone wakes up and they have a choice. They just go about their day, or they pick up the rope on the ground that is politics. And they just start pulling on their side. And they just pull. Pull, guys. Pull harder. And then there's like the idiots in the middle, fucking Antifa tightroping all over it. And everybody's doing their stupidity. And from far out of, like, when you look back from the, like, big picture, we all look like a giant circus. It's fucking stupid. Like, we're all clowns jumping and rolling and doing things, and we're going from one side to the other while everybody's doing all the things. Like, even when we were back in our old days, it was just like the ant race, right? You just, every day, everyone, it's the greatest thing. This all happened, and everybody's like, let's get back to normal! Come on, normal! And it was like, guys, you're at home. Fucking plant a garden. Like, make yourself sustainable, or self-sustaining. Because we're just depending on the grapplers all the time. And then when they fuck everything up, guess who pays? Like, every single time they have a little tiff and they go at it, and then they're like hating each other, and instead of like sitting down and playing a game of chess or fucking mud wrestling for all I care, they always decide to just use us. Because of course, what would be easier than using other people to do your bidding, right? So, and we're getting to the end of that now. Right now, the grabblers, they're panicking. Right now they're implementing their new system while we're all being told to stay at home. It's called the Great Reset. I'm not even going to show it to you. Don't look it up if you don't want to fucking know about it. Because half the people that are going to look it up, they're going to go, if they own a company, if they want money, if they want to be in the game, they're going to go join it. And I don't want a fucking bigger team to contend against. And I'm no savage that's going to go and fight wars with them. It's just going to be keep trying to trick the population when everywhere you go, there's signs everywhere that everyone has to read every day that say obey, obey. Instead of saying what you want them to say, McDonald's, and come to this place, come inside, everything's happy in here. Today we're going to be doing a baking show. And it's like that's what ruined the planet actually. Was feminine is great, turning everything feminine to the point where your little newscasters look like painted people, and like, this guy's not black. He's not whatever he thinks he is. He's a white
Australia's spike in cases
brown man.
teaches us in Canada.
Okay?
It is
He's
a
a little robot, and they only put him there because he's got that tone of skin. So, because CBC is so anti, like, we just got to have diversity. Everybody's got to be diversity. So now they have one Indian, one Asian, one black guy, one, because they're the Benetton ad. Shut up, dude. Because they're the Benetton ad. Everybody's the Benetton ad these days. They need to have the one token of each thing, and it's just so stupid. Even the fact that we're trying to bring back sports at this moment. Sorry, I just saw that stupid thing. Guys, this is the time of our lives that we should be focusing on reality. And anytime the grabblers want us to focus on reality, like they did right at the beginning of this, the first thing that you canceled was the entertainment and sports leagues. Because they don't want us watching TV like just hockey. Imagine that. Hockey NHL, everything was just on the whole time because they're in their own little McDonald's class, and there's not been a single case of COVID that came out of McDonald's. So the little people sponsored by McDonald's skating on the ice or just throwing balls and hoops, they wouldn't have to like comply to our thing. And if we were that stupid, we would literally be watching them on TV going, no, they're in a safe place and whatever, like the experts would come on and go every day would go, like these people are safe because they're and we're the experts, so don't worry about their safety. And if they just kept playing sports this entire time, they wouldn't have a pandemic. Because the moment they ended sports was the moment that all of the sports fans and everybody started to watch the news and treat COVID like it was literally an Olympic event. Every day they'd wake up and I'd be like, oh my God, 333 cases. I remember, I'm sure you've seen this before or heard this in the people who do Facebook and shit. People would wake up and ask or come in the comments and ask, how many cases today? And you're like, what? Why would, like, it's like you before you used to get to work and it was like, hey, the who and who played against the who and who, what the fuck was the score last night? I fell asleep. And then it was just like, hey man, how many cases? How many deaths? How many deaths were there today? And then we figured out later, it was like, guess what, guys? Remember that giant spike of deaths? And I totally understand it was the fact that it hadn't been a long time, so the big slope isn't going to be a slope, it's going to be a spike. But the amount of deaths that were happening at the beginning of COVID compared to right now, during the flu season, and the fact that as soon as everything locked down, a couple weeks later, everybody started dying because everyone was at home. And even the people who were working in long-term care stuff, whether or not it was, at the beginning, I don't even think it was CERB. I think that when they locked everything, think about it, even me, when you lock shit down like that, parents can't take care of their kid, like they need to take care of their kids. Now suddenly it's like, okay, well I'll just call it babysitter. Oh, babysitter. No one's coming to your house, man. Nobody's going to come to your house for even $500 a day when they're being scared shitless in the news. So it's like, and then a month passed, I think it was like March or April, all of a sudden we find out 31 people are dead from neglect here in one home, one senior's home. In Italy or in Spain, I think it was in the hundreds or something like that, because people were just leaving them. They weren't going to work, and the people who were left over to do all the work couldn't do half their job anyways, and the people were just dying of neglect. Not from COVID, not from anything. Like, they were dying pretty much anyways, because that's what long-term care is, but it's not fair to the people. And now we're at like, what? I have no idea how many deaths, how many cases. Every time I hear the word cases now, I just think of like these grabblers they're like drunken alcoholics going to like buy cases and cases and cases of beer, and we're just like one little beer in there. And they got like a mountain of beer, empty cases in their garage, and that's the COVID deaths. And it's just like the more they go drink, the more these grabblers come on every day. Like, I'm so happy we don't have to see our stupid fucking health expert. She's so fucking grabbly that she works for the WHO. She fucking looks like E.T. It's not a racist thing. He's a fucking alien. And I mean, and no one sees it. Everyone's sitting there going like, what do you mean? She doesn't look like. Oh shit, I googled Dr. Tam. Sorry, I'm holding something in my hand. Not bad there. Now she's E.T. Okay? E.T. phone home. And I'm sorry to say this, but she's a criminal and she won't go to prison. So to point out how fucking ugly she is, inside and out, especially with her stupid Adam's apple or whatever the fuck that is, it's like, ugh. It's fucking all I want to do is just this, right? Just like, oh, and just never close my mouth. I swear to God, man, the people don't see this. They look at this, and I don't know what they see, and I'm just like, what do you see when you see that? When you see that person talking with the voice that they have, and they just tell you what you need to do. Population, you, control. Me, I'm Dr. Tam, and you're going to do this. And I just look around me and be like, no, okay. I haven't done it from the beginning. I never bought the toilet paper. I actually waited like weeks to go buy toilet paper because I didn't need toilet paper. But at some point it was like I could have bought more toilet paper because I did need to. I don't want to have to go to the store when I need toilet paper, right? So, but I just wouldn't do it because, in my opinion, it was like when they said that, and I looked around, I was like, It was like, yeah, they're saying there's no more toilet paper in the stores, and I'm like, what? But everyone's going to buy toilet paper right now, right? Yeah. Everyone's emptying the shelves of toilet paper, and I just started laughing because I could just imagine Walmart a couple days before the news came out like that. And it started in Australia. The funniest thing is Australia always gets the first news because it's like if everyone's reading the briefing on the same day, Australia starts their day before everyone. So Australia did their toilet paper thing, and I called it. I was like, "Oh, what? What's that?" Like, why are we going to end up doing that too? And I guarantee you, Walmart called the government or this ET phone home lady and said, "Hey guys, we're ready. Send them in." And then she came on the TV, or whoever the hell came on the TV. I think it was just the news clowns that time. I don't even think the experts told us to buy. The experts didn't even tell us to buy toilet paper. It was just the news. It wasn't to show me fucking. I want to see a clip of the experts telling us to buy newspaper. Yeah, geez, toilet paper. Yo, guys. I could just imagine people, anyone listening to this, just fucking like looking over while they're listening, and they just still have like 14 grosses of toilet paper. By the way, a gross is 144. It normally comes on a skid when you get it that big. Like you're talking a wall of toilet paper with like a couple rolls missing still. Oh God, you people are retarded. And I mean that in the nicest and the most literal way to mean retardé in French or retarded in English. If you look up in the dictionary, it's not an offensive term when you use it in context. But we're late. You guys are late to the show. 20 years ago, 19 years ago, okay, 18 and something, 2001, we were already on this path, right, that we're hitting right here. Like if they had the only thing that they could have done differently is in 2001 we had a pandemic that would have been Bin Laden's fault, I guess. And then this year we would have had a plane crash into our building, but that wouldn't make much sense because then we'd be going to war with China. So I don't know. It's just psyops and fucking constant. They're doing their stupid shit. Everything's planned. So to think that pandemic movie was like true or false, everything's planned. Nothing that they do is just like, yeah, you know what? It's like 5:30. I think I'm just gonna go and then like tell the people that I should do this and that. No, everything's been planned way ahead of us. They plan ahead. In 2001, the project for a new American century, some people thought was the planners of, and it pretty much is. Whoever planned 9/11 was pretty much in project for new American century. Now, if you can listen or read You can just take those words, okay, the project for the new American century, 100 years. So they're planning 100 years of our lives. We won't even be alive when their plan hits, and they're fucking not going to be alive either, which is the strangest thing. Because for me, it's like if you have a plan, yeah, cool, do your plan, and then get it done, and then you're done, and then maintain it so that it doesn't crumble. But we do the opposite now. We build up a plan for 100 years, and then we don't get any of it accomplished. Like us personally, we just rotate in a big circle like fucking Christmas, Easter, Halloween, and it while we're going in that circle, this linear fucking project is going ahead for 100 years. And we don't even celebrate 100 years like most people celebrate 100 years. We celebrate it as this circle every single year. And when you think about it, you're just going around in a circle. Literally like Homer Simpson spinning around on the ground. And every single year we just do the same exact thing. And we're not, like, if you would think screwing, you're going in a circle, but you're going down. Eventually you're going to be nice and tight. Everything's going to be secure. No, we just keep going. We're fan. We just propel whatever the hell they want us to propel. So if you want to keep propelling the machine, we're on the right path for that. Because we're progressing like fucking champions right now. In the past, like, 10 years, the progress has gone bananas. Like, and then people and the progressives are sitting there going like, no, we're not progressing fast enough. Be tolerant. And it's like, we've been tolerant the whole time. We've even tolerated you trying to destroy our country. All of them. From all the way from the US all the way to Australia. The funny thing is you don't see protests in places that they don't have this type of agenda. They don't do that in the Philippines. Okay? So try protesting in the Philippines. Try protesting in Indonesia. Try protesting in even Saudi. Now they're protesting in Israel. And I'm like, wait a second. Someone's trying to overthrow the Israelis too? Like, in my head, I'm like, wait. Whenever something bad happens, most people are sitting there blaming Israel. And now suddenly Israel's is part of, like, it's like if they were the ones doing all this and now all of a sudden it's coming back at them, it's like, wait, whoa. This doesn't make sense. It would never happen. They're the ones with the controller. Why would they start bumping the little remote control people into their own buildings? So it's outside forces or corporate fucking egotistical maniacs that think they're so fucking perfect at life because they're so successful that they want to make everyone more efficient. So now we need to get upgraded. And that's what the whole point of this is the vaccine is not, we're fine, right? Everyone's fine. The people who are dying, sadly, but everyone is fine. There is no crazy pandemic anymore because the numbers just don't add up. And everyone's going to say, oh, in the States, it's going crazy. Cases. Yeah, 100 and something thousand deaths. 300 and something million people. And I guarantee you, when Trump does the numbers and when the leftists do the numbers, and they put the death rates up to each other and they go to the CDC and they're like, all right, we could our copy passed or your copy passed? And the CDC hopefully is just going to say, guys, we calculate deaths. So they're going to go and they're going to say, okay, for 2019, this many people died, and in 2020, the same amount of people died. Actually, a lot less people died because they were all staying at home. So car accidents are down, stress-related diseases is down, cancer deaths are probably up, it's all, a lot of things are going up, a lot of things are going down. And a lot of things are going down because we're all just fucking stagnating. So we're just safe at home, right? Stay safe at home. That's what we're doing. We're at home and we're safe. So when you look at the numbers next year, and everyone's saying like, oh, Trump's numbers are fake, or this person's numbers, the CDC's numbers are fake, and Trump bought the CDC. Nobody bought it. Everybody's bought. And if you're not bought, you are a bot. You're little remote control people. So, and between the left and the right, which has shifted insanely to the point where, like, I don't know, everything's gone left, right? So now the far left have grabbed everything, pulled the left towards them. The right has gone towards them. The conservatives in Canada are not right wing at all. They're just like, we don't like abortion, but we don't, it's okay if you kill babies, even though we don't like it. They're pacifist and they're conservative. So the liberals with the progress agenda, they're like, yeah, let's go. Let's fucking get on the fucking, what are we riding? How are we getting there? Like, you want to take the rocket or do you want to take the car? And they're like, fuck it, the rocket. And they just hop on it and they're like, yeah, all the way to progress, which isn't anything actually. Because to progress, you need to improve. Or basically, once you improve, you progress. That's how that works. So you put that in a box. You need to improve to progress. You can't just progress. You can't just go towards something that you don't have a goal. Same thing with pride. Okay? When you're proud of something, which you shouldn't be really proud of your own actions, other people should be proud of your actions so that they go and do good things. And then everybody ends up proud of each other. But to be sitting there and going, I'm proud of being Canadian, and I'm proud of being me, and I have pride in who I am, and it's like, well, what about like what you do? Because remember that old guy, the black guy who doesn't want me to call him Martin Luther King? Sorry, I really shouldn't have called him black guy. What am I, fucking retarded? I was talking. Scratch that. I'm a racist. Martin Luther King said he wanted people to be judged by the content of their character, not by the color of their skin. So, what are we doing? Like, this is the guy, man. This is the racism expert telling us, hey guys, never judge each other by your skin color. Only judge each other by what you do, your content, your character, your actions. And we got it all wrong. And it's only because it benefits the grabbler. If it didn't benefit the grabbler, we would have gotten it right 100% of the time, because everybody who got it wrong, we just always go back to that saying and say, guys, remember what Martin said? He said, you got to make sure that you do this the right way. And now we're screwing it up a little. Let's go back and read it again. But no, it doesn't matter anymore. Everything is upside down, flipped up inside out. And it's only done so that you and I could never see eye to eye. I didn't want that to rhyme. But we can't agree on anything. And then the whole thing with the politics is that starts to matter. The level of mind control, or whatever you want to, programmation right now, the level of what they're doing it at, and they've been doing it for a while, we can't just agree to disagree and then keep eating the meal together. If we don't agree with each other, we hate each other. Because of course we hate each other. Why would you think that you're just pooping out a baby, and I think that you're murdering a baby? You think that Trump's good? I think he's a racist, sexist, homophobic, blah 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 blah. The whole thing is like, you at some point it's just like, where are you guys ever gonna meet Trump? Like, are you ever gonna have the family dinner, and he's gonna be like your your spouse's grandpa or something like that? But that's the thing, is people see, when you look at like your grandpa or whoever, when you look at someone who's a Trump supporter and you're not, you see Trump in them. So and it's done on purpose. The whole mind control thing has made it so that when you look at someone, you see what you hate in their opinions, but now all of a sudden they're Trump. And you have to debate them, because if you debate them, then Trump will come on the television and go on Twitter and go, hey, yeah, guess what? I was just proven wrong, so I just wanted to tell you, because Larry over in Cincinnati, he was having an argument, and his cousin was right about what I had said was wrong, so I'm going to retract that statement. Thanks for letting me know, Larry. No, it's never going to happen. So we just got to get on with this shit. Like, get over it, because the sensitive soy boys are like, they're mentally disordered. They can't handle this stuff, and they're going on this tirade right now. I applaud the United States. Everyone in the U.S. that hasn't engaged them is like a war hero to me, because even Trump is like, if you had taken over my country in that fashion, over one white guy, over one black guy being killed by a racist cop, and all he was doing was being racist. He wasn't even, he was just lynching him on the streets. And I would be like, well, okay, let's talk about this. And it's like, no, we're going to burn everything down. Before you could even do anything, burning everything down, I would have sent in the military. I would have signed an executive order and said, I wouldn't have had them engage the enemies, like, unless they were, whatever, shot on. But even then, it would have been very, very, the U.S. military is like a fucking surgeon with their military. So it wouldn't have been a problem just to have them out there, because when you're being civil, because the problem is it's not fair to police in general, and police are people too. So when you have the cops sitting there who are only equipped, they can go out and they can go get the MRAPs with the big sound, the fucking guns, and they could blow everyone's eardrums out in a split second. But it wasn't safe, or I don't even know why. It almost looked like the city, or I don't know who was ordering them to stand down. But in a way, it was wise. In another way, it just fueled the fire, because then the second they emptied their cops' shop out, and they left behind and maybe even lit the fires on themselves because they didn't want everyone storming a police station. It was I don't know. It's just like they weren't able to do their job, or they didn't do their job. And at that point, I'm just like, you can't leave that void of. That's what happens with ISIS and all that shit. Is the second you leave. The drug dealers too. You shoot the drug dealer on the corner, next week you can put your drug dealer on the corner. And it's like, it's just that vacuum, of power vacuum of bullshit, where it's like, you can't just leave the city bare of police. It's cruel to the people who still live there. And the way that the media took this is they only played the narrative of fucking the experts and the Faucis who were saying like, no, we can go and gather for, we can't limit the first, or, we can limit the Second Amendment, but not the first one. But, and they, it's just retarded. Holy shit. Gone on for over an hour. And we could all talk, for a millennia at this point, about all of our problems and what we think we see and stuff like that. And I'm not saying I'm right about anything. It's just from what I don't even call it from the center, because I'm not in the center. In politics, I'm apolitical. I identify as apolitical. So back off. I hate them all. Well, I don't hate anybody, but I don't like the game they're playing. So it's like, it's basically like if baseball was the only sport that ever existed, and everyone's like, come play baseball, man. And I'm like, no, I don't like playing baseball. And eventually by the time you're like 20, everyone would be like, yo, what team are you on? And I'd just be like, oh, I don't play baseball. Like, what? What do you mean you don't play baseball? Like, who's your favorite team? Like, you don't even have, are you a fan? And I'm like, no, I don't like balls and I don't like sticks. Just, I don't know. That's not why, but it's boring. It's a game. And it's like, you know, I wasn't talking about baseball, but I mean politics. It's boring to me. It's we're all watching a show. Anytime we see them, we're not seeing them. We're not having a conversation with them and seeing who they are. They're sitting there like a used car salesman, telling us whatever we want to hear for their votes, and that to me is pathetic. And we don't this model of politics that we've reached now is completely obsolete. Trump's playing it like a champ because what he did is he came out as a normal person. He won the election literally when Hillary Clinton said, if you would be in charge of the, can you imagine someone like Donald Trump being in charge of the Justice Department? And then he's like, yeah, I know, because you'd be in prison. And right there, he won the election because nobody in the old days would have turned around and said that to someone in politics. They were all criminals, and they are all criminals, and Trump's probably a criminal, and they never would have fucking dug up the dirt like that right in front of their competition, because then it makes their competition go back and start digging for dirt too. So it was just like, and he was relentless, just on and on and on every day about the stupidest things you could think of. It, it and it made sense. What he said was making tons of sense. And then the news people would clip it, and he does say stupid things too, but the essence of it was true. And then the news people would go and make it specifically about this, what they said it was about. When he said lots of bad people are coming over the border and all that, and he names all these criminals and blah blah blah, and it's like you see the picture of all these moms coming over and like a couple kids which are probably being human trafficked. It's probably not even their kid, they're just using them to get over the border. But even if they're not, it's just like he was right. He ended up being right. And he wasn't saying all of them. That's what everyone always says with these stupid things. Is as soon as he says all the Mexicans are rapists and murderers and they're doing this and they're doing that, and everyone's like, he just called every single Mexican a rapist and a murderer. No, he didn't. There's a lot of it happening there, and to deny it is to deny it. So you don't do that. That's me where we're at now. Is everyone's denying. With the Epstein thing, it's hilarious. Okay, everything that anyone says about Epstein is generally, if you and I say something, it'll be still a conspiracy theory. If you and I say Maxwell is a Israeli spy just gathering dirt on any politician so that Israel can rule the world, they'll still call you a tinfoil hat wearer. But then they'll turn around and we all are the tinfoil hat wearers when it comes to Epstein, right? Like we do believe that there's some kind of elitist pimping ring from maybe young kids, or who knows. It's like, they're obviously not asking for like middle-aged cougars, because they would just fucking go to the fucking gym or something, so we got to a point a long time ago where it was way too late, and now we're at a point in history where we're somewhere where we can actually get somewhere, and we have a really good chance of actually just totally fucking up the system that we've been following. And it's very rare, and like this is literally like 1942. I just can't think of what's gonna be like in 2 years, but like where I just pictured myself fucking standing on a line doing the fucking bootleg, or getting on a train or something, or screaming at people and just fucking like just smiling at everyone while someone just shoots me in the head because I won't get on the train. But at least I'll die smiling. So I don't know. That's going to be my last words. That's going to be, I told you. So I'm smoking like a fucking chimney because of this stupid grabbler. It's fucking crazy. 2020. So is your vision right yet? Can you see E.T.? You see she's a Chinese person from the WHO who's been brought to Canada, trained, and told think of her as the Canadian expert on coronavirus. Her shirt is the virus. Everything she says, her shirt is the virus. Everything she says, she's always either decked out in some weird patterns. She's got some fucking weird vibes going on with her. And if you don't see it, and if you see this Tam still, okay, then you don't see what possibly could have made someone turn from that to that. Age? Does age do this to you? Or if she's a trans man, that's fine. Or a trans woman, it's fine. You know? And all of them. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Tell me you see it. You got 3 grabblers there. Okay? One of them's the granddaughter of a fucking Nazi. The other one's a graphic designer. And this one's part of the WHO. And she's like totally wedged in crazy things. And the reason she's our second prime minister, whatever the hell it is because Trudeau isn't going to last. His script's been written. He failed his mission, okay? He failed it a long time ago. Probably, when he didn't get the UN seat. That was probably it. Because since that moment, it was like, oh yeah, you know your little wee charity bullshit? You're done. We're not raising little suicidal unicorns anymore for you. Or I don't know what the hell it is. It's just, he's done. I'm telling you. That's for sure. He failed his mission. And they keep playing this, when is he going to call the snap election? Because they think that, and they're right in a way, is that they think that when they call the snap election, it needs to be at a crucial moment when everyone's they're going to have a little bit of a cycle after that. They know how many days there's going to be till everything, and they're going to call the election and know, okay, we're going to do this, this, and this. And we're doing, in September, we're going to have an attack. Someone's going to crash more viruses into bodies and make a couple bodies tip over and collapse. And then because we did that to our own citizens, then we're going to gain support because everyone blindly supports people in tragedy. That's how they know it. They've studied us so easily and so much, but so much, and to levels that we could never imagine. It's beyond torture, sick, but they've done it all to our brains. I think that the biggest experts out there are not the graphic designer, the virus expert, and whoever that little tiny lady is, but it's the media experts. Those people are real experts. They've studied us and fed us stuff every day. They treat us like little rodents that they feed and then bring us certain places, and they've done it so well that the government could literally just call them up and be like, okay, we need a revolt. And they're like, okay, what races? Like, would you like to have a race war? Would you like to have a civil war? Would you like to have I don't know, that's sounds stupid, same thing. But that's the whole problem. We're always being pinned up against each other. So this time it's the whites and the blacks. And it's funny, the whites aren't coming out to play. They're just, burn the city. cops should stop you. And it's funny because once it's gonna start, the shit's gonna start hitting the fan. Everyone's gonna be mad that no one's gonna go save those people, and it's gonna be like, wait, okay, you go out on the highway, you get run over, and now you want the rest of us to go and scrape you off the sidewalk? It's like, nah, we'll just open that lane for trucks, and eventually you'll be a part of the sidewalk. And everyone will remember you too, because they'll pass by and be like, fuck, don't stand on the sidewalk, on the highway. I don't know. We just got to get this show on the road, but we're not engaged in it at all right now. We're the spinning Homer Simpson on the ground, just going whoop, 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 whoop. And it makes no sense. I love you all. Enjoy the big show.